jumping on. Let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Today, I'm going to do a talk about a 5-step blueprint that you can use to grow your social media account. You can use it to grow your email list, your social media account. And this is something I've been following for a while. I mean, if you do implement it, it does work. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Dee. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. And today I was going to talk about, good morning, Robin. I was going to talk about a 5-step blueprint I've been using to grow my social media accounts, to grow my email list. And I thought I would share this with you. If any of you are trying to use social media, if you might want to get a pen and piece of paper to write some of this down, because you can use this on, it doesn't matter, any social media platform to build that or your email list. And if you are trying to use social media for something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you've got a cause you're supporting, you have an offline business, online business, you have a company you're supporting, you can take these 5 steps and use it, and it'll help you. I've used it to build, I mean, actually, my TikTok account is new. I've only been posting on it for a little over a year, and I went from 0 to 75,000 followers. And I did the same thing on an Instagram account that's new. I went from 0 to, I'm at about 96,000 followers right now. So this is a 5-step blueprint I've been using. And the first thing is you want to know what you're selling. You want to have something that's in high demand, preferably if it's something that's 100%, that you can make 100% profit from it. So know what you're selling. You want to pick something that's in high demand. And if you take Apple for an example, Apple, like Verizon and AT&T, they all sell Apple phones because they're in high demand. Because if you end up getting something that's not in high demand and you're trying to promote and sell it, it's probably going to get really hard, because if people don't want something, and the digital marketing and the digital space is exploding. It's the e-learning industry, which is expected by over like the next 5 years to be a $5 trillion day business. So you want to pick something that's in high demand. The second thing is you want to automate your business so it's working 24/7. And if you're using social media, you want to be sending people to a system. And I call it a website, a capture page, a landing page, where you can collect the person's email address, get them on your email list, and then you have a series of automated emails that go out for you 24/7, no matter what. So whatever you're doing, if you're sending people to a website like that, you can still continue to collect their information no matter what you're doing 24/7. That's where the automation comes in. And then when you're getting people on your email list, you have the ability, you can keep talking to them over and over again. And if you're just sending people to, a page or a sales page or a replicated website, you only have one chance to talk to them. And after that, they're gone. And people do, good morning. People do have the ability to just go to your website, and then they go off of it, and then you can't keep communicating with them. I'm great. How are you? And is it Bazet? If I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, I apologize. I am live streaming on my YouTube channel and my TikTok account at the same time. So that's the second thing. The third thing is an attraction marketing strategy. If you're not using attraction marketing, so you don't have to be bugging family and friends, you don't have to be direct messaging people, you attract people to you. And the way you can do that is you give out free value. And I'm using social media. I'm using TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I give out free value. I've been doing these live streams. I'm here every day at 10 a.m. Doing these every day, and right today I'm giving you a 5-step blueprint that I've been using to grow my social media accounts, to grow my email list. And you can do the same thing. So you want to automate your business. If you're not sending people, you want a proven system. And I would highly recommend that you give people something out for free. I have a PDF. You can go to my website, payudaily.com. You can do something similar. You can do a PDF, you can do an ebook, you can give out a free webinar training. If you're promoting somebody else's stuff, you could ask them if they have something you can give away. If they don't, you can make your own. It's not that hard to make a PDF or an ebook. You can go to a site called Fiverr.com. They do $5 gigs. You can get somebody to make you a PDF or an ebook, and give that away. So when the person gives you their email address, in exchange for the whatever your freebie is. And if you are promoting another company, they may have something. They could have a free webinar training that you could use, and you send that and you give that to people, and you give out something. You're giving out free value. The other thing I do is I post 3 videos a day on my TikTok account. I take those same videos and I post them on my Instagram account. You want them to be congruent with whatever it is you're doing. So if you have a weight loss product or weight loss is your thing, you could give away a free PDF with like 3 tips how to lose weight without starving yourself. You can make one. It's not that hard to make a PDF, or if you don't think you can do something on your own, you can go to Fiverr.com. They have five. I mean, the gigs aren't very much. They're anywhere from $5 to $10. That somebody could make you one. You'd send them the information, a picture of yourself, and they could put a PDF, uh, um, put a PDF together that you could give. And you can take a look at mine if you want, but you really should be giving something away. And then the other thing, if you're using social media, use stories. Now the stories are a little different on TikTok. I mean, you just can post a story and they go away in 24 hours. Instagram, and my favorite thing about Instagram is they have highlights. So I can post a story and then I can also put it in my highlights. And those stories in your highlights on Instagram, they stay there unless you delete them. But every other platform, TikTok, Facebook, it's 24 hours. I do recommend you do stories. And what I do is on TikTok, I take my videos and I also put them in my stories, because some people are going to see your reels and other people might just see your stories, and you can get exposure using both of them. And it doesn't take long for you to take the videos you're posting, TikTok, Facebook, and put them in your stories. Those stories, though, they go away in 24 hours. That's the thing I love about Instagram and the highlights. My stories will continue to stay up there. So that's number 3. Now, the fourth one is, who is your ideal customer? And this is something that probably is one of the most important things out of this, because if you don't know who your ideal customer is, you're going to be marketing to everybody. And when you market to everybody, you're marketing to no one. Typically, your ideal customer will be somebody like you. And the thing with knowing your ideal customer, it's very different marketing to like a single guy in his 20s versus marketing to a married couple that's in their 50s and they're looking to retire in like 3 years. The message is very different. And it's not like one size fits all, one message fits everybody. So you really need to know who your ideal customer is, what their pain points are. And your ideal customer is somebody similar to you. What are your pain points? And if you're making money from home, why did you start looking? What was it? And for me, I lost my job. I couldn't find another one, but know their pain points. It creates relatability. I mean, I lost my job. I couldn't find another one. I found myself drowning in $250,000 of debt. I was broke. I was unemployed. I was in foreclosure. And storytelling in marketing is very powerful. And if you look at a lot of the top marketers, they're using storytelling, and it creates relatability. And telling your story creates connections with people, because there's other people out there that are probably in the same situation or maybe in the same situation. So, what were your pain points? That's probably your perfect customer. It's probably some of their pain points. Maybe like you have a lot of debt like I do. Maybe there's a lot of people coming into this industry that they're retired. They're trying to live off of Social Security. They can't. Or people that are getting in their 40s and 50s, they're starting to realize they don't have enough money to retire, and they're looking for ways to do something about that. They know that the time's just going to keep passing by. So it's probably a person, your ideal customer is probably a lot like you. And you want to know who your ideal customer is. And you may be changing that and perfecting that as you go along. But that's really important, because you can't market to one person. If you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one. So know your ideal customer. And the last one is a 2-hour workday, which you can get this down to 2 hours a day. And I'm not saying it does mean that it's going to take work. And if you're new and you've never done this before, initially, until you get familiar with things, and there's tools you may be using, social media platforms that you've never used before, that you learn to use it, and you'll get better at it and you'll get faster. But because you want to spend an hour a day creating 3 pieces of content, most of us were doing short videos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, you pick one platform, and you want to do that till you master it. You want to pick something you like, because if you don't like it, you probably won't stick with it. But you create 3 pieces of content, 3 videos. Then you spend 30 minutes a day. We have a free ad strategy, and you can go to freeclassifieds.com. That's one of them. And the other one that pops in my head, but it's not free anymore, is Craigslist. But in the program I'm in, we give you tons of different free classified ad sites that you can post ads on, and you give people the website and the ad, and you can use it to generate leads. And I suggest, you can go to freeclassifieds.com and you could search Google. I can't give people, we've got tons of them in our program. I can't just give that away, but we are using that. You spend 30 minutes a day posting those. If you're an introvert, it's an introvert's delight, because really all you're doing is, if you can copy and paste, we give you what to say, we give you the websites, but it's 30 minutes a day doing free ads. And then the last 30 minutes is spending answering comments and emails. Now, if you're just starting out, you may not have any. You can use that other 30 minutes for something. And a lot of us, and you don't have to, but we live stream. We spend 30 to 60 minutes or more a day live streaming. I didn't do that when I first started, but it will get you in front of more people, or give you more exposure. And I know a lot of people don't want to get on camera. If you don't want to get in camera, you can do faceless marketing, or even better, AI, that you don't have to put your camera on. You don't have to live stream, but you cannot use AI or faceless marketing for live streaming like this. It's got to be you. And I know a lot of people don't want to get on camera. And truthfully, I didn't when I started, but I was in foreclosure, so I had to get over that really quickly. Good morning, Bernita. Thanks for jumping on. Good morning. Is it Mimi? Thanks for jumping on. But you want to that's the 2-hour workday. And you could substitute some stuff. And in the beginning, you're probably not going to have a lot of comments, and you're not probably going to have a lot of emails to respond to people. But that is, and as you get going more, then you will be spending more time on that. But that's the basic 2-hour workday that we're using. And you can get it down to 2 hours a day. If you're new, it's probably going to take you a little longer. If you decide, I'm on multiple platforms, if you're on more than one platform, it will be more time. And I do suggest, if you're new, pick one social media platform, and do it until you master it. Pick something you like, because otherwise you won't stay with it. They all work. Good morning, Teresa. They all work. It doesn't matter. I do suggest you pick something that you like. In short video now, when I got into this industry, I've been doing this, it'll be 14 years next month. There were no reels, there was no short video, there was no TikTok. I initially started on Facebook because I had an account, I knew what it was. And then I wasn't on very long. I went to YouTube, I got a course. And it really helped if you have trying to master something, to get around somebody who's mastered that, to get a course if they have it, because it'll teach you things. Now, we have training in our program. We teach you how to use social media correctly. And that was before I joined this program. This program wasn't around when I started. I literally went to Google. I searched make money online. I bought a website. And the training I had was a 3-page PDF that taught me how to set up pay-per-click ads. I ended up spending $3,000 on the pay-per-click ads. Nothing converted. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do. And I didn't have a mentor. You need a proven system, and you need a mentor. And I did that for a year. I didn't make any money. And then I knew I had to get around somebody that did what I wanted to do. Success leaves clues. And you want to model what they've done. You don't want to copy. There's a fine line between copying and modeling. But there's people I found on social media that I'm following, because they're doing what I want to do. I can learn from them. And that's another thing you can do. You can get on a platform and pick 10 people to follow that are in your niche. Good morning, Teresa. My website is payudaily.com. You can go to that. And if you are on my YouTube channel, you can click the description, and actually it's a different website, but go to payudaily.com. It's there. I have a free PDF. The PDF that I have that I give away, it outlines the blueprint. You can download it, you can save it. It's yours to keep on your computer. You can check that out and take a look at the blueprint. But we've got over 55,000 people now in our community, and most people, a lot of people are having success. I mean, and you won't make any money or have any success in this industry without putting the work in. I mean, yeah, you can get it down to 2 hours a day, but it's mastering skills. It's really his mindset and skill set. And we teach you the correct way to use social media. There's a lot of people out there doing stuff on social media that really they shouldn't be. I see people posting about things that are not true. Um, Oh, really, Bernita? Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. It'll be 14 years in September. I got on YouTube in 2013. I got on TikTok in 2020. I did have 10 TikTok accounts that I lost all of them. One of them I had over 200,000 followers. The account I have right now, I started posting on this last June. I lost 3 Instagram accounts too. And that account I started posting on last June. And if you are using social media, that's why you want to build an email list. You don't own your social media accounts. You can't control them. Um, they're not yours if you do something that they don't like. Um, Okay, well, let me know, Bernita. If you go to my website, opt in, you'll get an email from me. There's other video there from my mentor. You can get the PDF. And if you've got questions, just respond to the email. It's what was I saying? It's you don't control them, you don't own them. That's why you want to build an email list and social media. You can reach. There's billions and billions of people, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, on social media every single day. If you've got a cause you're supporting, you've got a business online, offline, and you're trying to get exposure, and social media is a great way to do that, and you can do that for free. Actually, my mentor has done that and hasn't spent a dime on ads, and she's in the last 2.5 years, she's made $6 million. So it works. It is work. Yeah, you can get it down to 2 hours a day, but you have to show up and do the work. Anybody you see making money, I mean, they're coachable, they're consistent, they did the work. This is not, something you just buy something, you set it up, and you're going to start making all this money, because your job is basically to send traffic to your proven system, your website, using social media, and you have to create content. Value equals money. So if you give out free value, I'm here, I'm doing these every day at 10 a.m. And today I was just discussing the 5-step blueprint, and talking about the 2-hour workday. Yeah, you can get this down to 2 hours a day, but you've got to, and in the beginning, especially if you've never done this before, it's probably going to take you a little longer till you get more familiar and comfortable with what you're doing. And then as you get comfortable and you get better, you get faster. And I just started using AI in June. I got a course, and 95% of the content that I'm making right now, I'm using AI. In fact, I was doing that before I got on this, creating some videos. AI is not going away. And I just decided to dive in. It's not that AI will replace you. It's that the people that learn how to use AI will replace you. And the course I took, I'm saving a ton of time creating content. And I'm getting better at, there's different softwares I'm using, and can put a video together, a short video in about 10 minutes or less. So and obviously these live streams like this, you cannot use AI. That is one thing. Or if you're doing any kind of a thing on a Zoom, doing a training or something, you have to be live on that. If you don't want to show your face, and I know a lot of people, you don't want to get on camera, you can do faceless marketing. We have training about that, or AI is even better. We do talk a little bit about using AI in this program I'm in, but I wanted to go all in and really learn it. And I've been using Chat GPT for some things, but this kind of takes it to a whole other level. I've learned how to make 2 different kinds of videos with this course. And AI, actually, I was showing a friend of mine some of the videos, and it's kind of like shaking shaking their heads like, because it's really kind of freaky how, and the AI I'm using, it, you create your own AI twin. It does look like me, and the other people, it does look like the person. There's a lot of people out there using AI creating videos. It doesn't really look anything like them. And it depends on the program. I mean, the one I did, and there's other ones out there that show you how to create an AI twin. If you have a question, drop in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. And today I was just going over a 5-step blueprint and talking about the 2-hour workday that I've been using. And so many of us, you can get this down to 2 hours a day. It is work. You are going to have to put the work in, and the more, if you've never done anything, the more familiar you get with it, you'll get better, you'll get faster. Because anytime, if you've never done any videos, your first videos, my first videos, they sucked. So learning something, getting skilled. And I've lost a lot of social media accounts. The thing is now, I mean, no, I don't want to go through that, but I have the skill. I know what to do. I can get on the platform, create another account, and I know what to do to build it up. And I was able to build the TikTok account I have now. Been posting on that since last June, and my Instagram account. I'm almost at 75,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm close to 100,000 on Instagram because I learned what to do. And that's the one thing that nobody can take away from you. It's the skills you master. Unfortunately, you can lose your social media accounts. And many of us have. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, George. Good morning, Raza Matan. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly. I'm sorry. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. Drop something in the comments that you like to do. I like to go to movies. Nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. And I'm on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. This morning, I'm sharing with you a 5-step blueprint. And before I get off, I'll just run through the basics again. But it's a blueprint I've been following, working a 2-hour workday, which you can get this down to 2 hours. But there is work involved. Anybody you see making money, it's because they're coachable, they're consistent, they put the work in, and this is work. And when you keep doing it, you get better, and you're showing up every day, and you're plugging in and everything, you get better, and you start mastering skills. And it's two things: it's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both, because 95% of this is mindset. And a lot of people won't even do anything. Or I've seen people spend tens of thousands of dollars and they do nothing. I find it fascinating. But I lost my job. I had to find another way to make money. I couldn't find a job. When I lost my job, people were getting 1,500 applications for one job, and if you even made it out of the stack that they called you, I think I got a total of like 3 interviews over the year that I was looking for a job, and I never had trouble getting a job. I think the job market right now is totally different, but when I lost my job, that it was horrible. And now there's Uber and DoorDash. I talk to people that say to me on a Monday, I'm getting evicted tomorrow. What would you suggest? Because what I'm doing, this isn't a quick fix. If you need money immediately today, drive Uber today. They pay today. If you don't have a car, they have a program to help you. And that's something else. That stuff wasn't around when I lost my job. That would have helped me put some money in my pocket, but that didn't exist. Or DoorDash. There are, pick your one. I say Uber because I know I've used Uber, and when I've talked to the drivers, you get paid the same day. You can get paid the same day. Definitely put some money in your pocket. And if you don't have a car, they have a program. They'll help you get one that you can use. So we'll put money in your pocket today. This is not a quick fix for anybody. And in fact, the first year I did this, I didn't make any money. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a proven system. And some of the things that I have today, I didn't have. And I think a lot of people, we've got over 50,000 people in our community. They don't really realize what they have their hands on. I didn't have anybody to ask. I mean, I could send a message into support. Maybe somebody would ask me. But I spent a whole year doing that, and over $3,000, and I didn't make a dime. So you definitely need a proven system and a mentor if you want to be successful at this. It's real. And there's plenty of people out there, the people that you see making money, it's because they plugged in, they did the work. And consistency is really important. A lot of people I talk to, they're not consistent. And if you're having a trouble being consistent, you're going to need to dig deeper about why you're doing this. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Karen. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And this morning I was going over a blueprint, a 5-step blueprint I've been using and with a 2-hour workday that I've learned how to do. And many of us are doing that. You can get this down to 2 hours a day. In the beginning, you probably won't be able to do it in 2 hours, especially if you're new and you're learning new stuff until you learn it and you get familiar with it. You get familiar with it, you get better and you get faster with it. But you can get this down to 2 hours a day. So I'm just going to run through these 5 steps. If somebody has a question, drop it in the comments. I'd be glad to answer it. But the 5-step blueprint is, what are you selling? You have to have something in high demand. If it's not in high demand, you're probably going to have a hard time. And Apple's a great example of this because everybody wants smartphones, iPhones, and Verizon sells them, AT&T sells them, and they give very similar to digital marketing. They've got resale rights to sell those phones over and over again. So you want something in high demand. The second thing is you want to automate your business that it's working for you 24/7. And if you have a proven system and you're sending people to a website or capture page where you're getting their email information and you have a series of emails set up that go out automatically, that's where the automation comes in. That's working for you 24/7. And if you build up your social media accounts enough, I mean, I get leads when I'm sleeping. I've got on my Instagram, it's totally automated. I have software that replies to the comments. So if somebody sees my video at 3 a.m. And they want more information, because I have the software, unfortunately, it's in beta right now for TikTok because of all this stuff with the ban, TikTok being potentially banned in the United States. That I can't use it on TikTok. I was going to be a beta tester, but I'm disqualified because I live in the U.S. and none of us know what's going to happen with TikTok. And President Trump put another 90-day thing on it that's up against, I think it's September 19th. So I don't know if it's ever going to get resolved. And it doesn't seem like there's somebody that's raised their hand that's really serious about getting it. So you want to automate everything so it's working 24/7 for you. The third thing is you want to use an attraction marketing strategy. This is a discovery strategy. And we teach people how to use free ad sites. You can go to free classifieds and put ads up on that. Craigslist is another one, but that's not free anymore. And you can go searching on your own. We give people there's probably 50 to 100 websites that we give you that are free classified you can use. We give you the text and everything, what to put down. But that's part of the strategy that you're sending people to. People are finding you through these free ads. That's one. Second thing is you're posting 3 videos a day, short videos on whatever platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You pick the platform that you want because you want to be giving out content, showing people things so they can find you. And that's how you get people, and you do a call to action at the end and you send people to your automated system, your website, so you can continue to keep talking to them. And you also want to use stories. One of my favorite things on Instagram is the highlights, because stories on every other platform, when you post them, they're gone in 24 hours. And I usually on TikTok, I take my 3 videos I posted and I post it in my stories too. But what I love about Instagram is you can post your story, but you can also put it in highlights, and that stays up there until you take it down. So that's out there, and somebody could come, a couple weeks later and find a story that you did and still see it, which all the other platforms, it's 24 hours. But you definitely want to use stories on your social media accounts. Some people look at the videos, some people look at stories. So you want to do both. And you're attracting people to you. So you're not chasing family and friends. You're not having to DM people, direct message people, which, I mean, that works. That's prospecting. And I did that for a long time. And I got totally burned out. I was living in Facebook Messenger. But this, you don't have to talk to anybody. You're sending people to a system, and the system keeps working for you 24/7. So you want to do that too. That's without the 24-hour automated system. And then the traction marketing. It's also, I call it a discovery method, because you're getting yourself out there, putting content out there that people can find you. So that's the third thing. And the fourth thing is, and this is probably the most important thing out of this whole 5-step thing, is know who your ideal customer is. And your ideal customer is probably another version, maybe a younger version of you. If you think about why you got on here, why you're doing this, what your pain points are, and that's probably your perfect customer's pain points. Because if you market to everyone, you're marketing to no one, and you don't want to do that. So you want to know who your ideal customer is, and you can work on that. But that is basically, if you write down a version of you, your pain points, why you wanted to do this, why you were looking for, and there's tons of people on social media every day to make extra money or work from home. So you want to know that. And that creates, if you start sharing your story, and storytelling and marketing is very powerful, it creates relatability. I mean, I started this, and it'll be 14 years. And actually this month it's 14 years I've been in this industry. Or actually 14 years next month, sorry. I couldn't find a job, and the market was horrible. I was broke, unemployed, and in foreclosure, and I found myself drowning in $250,000 of debt. And I found this industry. I found digital marketing, because you can decide how much money you want to make. I had no idea how I was going to get myself out of my mess, and I couldn't find a job. So that's if you share your story, why you're doing this, and storytelling is very powerful in marketing. And you'll find if you get serious about this, you're kind of repeating your story over and over again, but that creates relatability. And then it also creates connection, because as my mentor says, connection equals currency, and she's right. And you want to model what's already proven to work. So if somebody else is doing it and they're making money, you can too. You want to model, you don't want to copy. There's a fine line between modeling and copying. And there's how many different people I follow on social media, modeling what they're doing. And I do suggest, when you get on a social media platform, whatever your niche is, to find at least 10 people in your niche that you can follow them. I mean, if somebody's got a decent following, they probably got some stuff going on that you can learn from them. But I would suggest you find 10 people on that platform in your niche that you can follow. And, the people I'm following them for a reason, because you can learn from people that way too. So I do suggest you do that. So know your ideal customer. That's probably the most important thing, because if you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one. And then the last one is the 2-hour workday that we're using. You spend an hour creating content. That's your 3 videos that you're posting every day. Then 30 minutes with the free ads. And we do give you can go search free classified ad sites on Google, and find some on your own. But I think there's 50 to 100 we give people access to. Then we also give you the text and what to post. But you spend 30 minutes a day doing that. And it's an introvert's delight. And then 30 minutes answering questions and emails and comments. Now, when you start out, you may not have any, so you can use the 30 minutes for something else. But until you start getting people following you and getting on your email list, you're probably not going to have any comments or emails. But that's the 2-hour workday. A lot of us are, and you don't have to. We live stream every day. I did not live stream from the beginning when I started this. I just started that recently. I'm here every day at 10 a.m. I'm just giving out free value. You can help more people. You can get more exposure if you live stream. And it's the same thing with the videos. When you start live streaming, your first video live streams probably aren't going to be very good. Again, as you do more of them, you get better. I know a lot of people don't want to get on camera, but the live stream, we do suggest that. But there's people that aren't doing that, and depending on what you want to do and how much money you want to make. But the live streaming, video marketing is very powerful, because people can see and hear you. But I think live stream takes it up a next notch, because the person is there live. You can not only see and hear them, but they're there. You can interact. You can anybody got a question, you can drop in the comments. I could be happy to answer your questions. I think it's more powerful than video marketing. Um, Well, after you go to the opt-in page, there's an email, and if you go to the sales page, yeah, it will. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. The capture page at payudaily.com, that just asks you for an email. It'll send you a video. Watch. I would, if you're interested, watch the video. Go down the page, watch it. You'll get an email from me with a PDF. If you have questions, you can respond to the comment. But yeah, at the end of that page, if you go down the whole page, because if anybody signs up and how many people have signed up with me, yeah, they got to put their credit card in. That's where it'll end up taking you. If you're not interested, just go off of it. But putting your email address in, that'll just take you to the video page. You can watch it, and you can get the email from me. That's where the PDF is. That's yours to keep. You can save it on your computer. That's an outline of the blueprint. If you just want to work for that and try it, hey, go ahead. I mean, that you're free to do that, and the PDF is free. And the first year I did this, that's all I had was a 3-page PDF. I had no mentor, and I didn't make any money. And I spent $3,000 on pay-per-click ads. So you don't know what you don't know. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do that. They don't convert. So if I had a mentor, they're probably sending me, oh, you're sending traffic to a replicated website. You want to have a system, a proven system, which actually we give you that proven system and a mentor. The people you see making money, they're coachable, they're consistent, and they put in the work. So that's the 2-hour workday and the 5-step blueprint that I've been going over, sharing with you guys. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes. But we're using the 5-step blueprint and the 2-hour workday. And if you're new, it's probably going to take you a little longer than 2 hours until you get familiar with stuff. And the more familiar you get with it, you get better, you get faster, especially if you're learning something, really with learning anything. And if you're brand new, you get better with it. And I know my first video sucked. And that's a general thing for anybody. Your first videos, if you're going to live stream, your first live streams, they'll probably suck. And the more you do, the better you get. But the people you see making money, it's because they're coachable, they're consistent, they put in the work, they show up every day. I'm here every day doing these live streams on my TikTok account and my YouTube channel at 10 a.m. Eastern. If anybody has a question, ask me. If you have a training, if you're something you're trying to figure out. And I've done it because I don't think you can train or teach on something you haven't done. I'd be glad to do a training. If it's something I don't know about, I can definitely probably give you some resources. I had somebody the other day that wants to know about CPA marketing. I know what it is. I've got a basic idea how it works. I've never done it and made any money from it, so I don't feel it's ethical for me to teach from it. I did give him a couple of resources because there's courses out there he could get and go through the course. He could really learn it and then take what he learns and start implementing it, because that's how you get results. Because if you buy a course or you sign up for a program, you want to go through the training and then you want to implement it. And a lot of people buy things, and there's people I've seen spend tens of thousands of dollars in this industry and they don't do anything. I find that fascinating. If you're trying to learn something new, you should expect that you're going to have to invest time and money in it to learn it. If somebody wants to go get a college degree, you got to go to college. You got to go through you pay for the tuition, get accepted, go through the whole thing, do the work to get a degree. I mean, this isn't any different, except you don't have to apply. There's no barrier to entry to this, but you are going to have to invest some time and money if you're really serious about it. And this business is simple, but it's not easy, and simple and easy are not the same thing. So the people that are plugging in, being coachable and consistent, doing the work, those are the people you see making money. And most of us, when we got in here, we had a broke mindset. And I can see by some of the comments, people jumping on here, they have a broke mindset. And that's something you have to work on, because this is 95% mindset and skill set, because you have to learn marketing. You have to master some skills. And there's some people I've met since I've been doing this One of them I saw him make $100,000 in a day. The other one he made more than $100,000 in a day. Both of them are highly skilled. They've been doing this for like over 20, 25 years. They become highly skilled, and you only have to get really good at one thing in this industry, and you can make a lot of money. But it's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both. So if nobody has any questions, drop them in the comments. If you do have something you're trying to figure out, and you'd like me to do a training, you can send an email to lindabomba@payudaily.com. I know it, I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. I did one on social media marketing the other day. I did one on email marketing. I'd be glad to take one of these and do a training to show you, how to do it, or give you some ideas if it's something you're trying to figure out, and you don't know how to do it. And if I've done it, I can do that. If I don't, I probably can give you some resources if there's something you're trying to figure out, because there's a ton of resources out there, and resources like that. Well, you may be able to find some free stuff, but free is the most expensive choice of all. I'll leave my this on that note, but I'll be here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you jumping on, and I will see you tomorrow.